I believe that Casper could very well do so amazing during this bull run, even though nothing I say is financial advice nor a guarantee, but at the price of 25 cents, that wouldn't surprise me whatsoever because, yes, even though as of right now, we're seeing Bitcoin absolutely skyrocket. We're seeing Ethereum do well, Solana, BNB. We take a look at a lot of meme coins, AI projects. I totally understand that. But I think Casper is going to have its day because I just think that a layer 1 blockchain this amazing isn't going to do bad. And not to mention, if let's say Casper 2.0 launches and let's say Casper gets listed in several exchanges, that could be such a momentum shift when it comes to Casper because let's face it, Casper hasn't been doing the best, even though it had a good pump. Not too long ago, there was a lot of FUD, and also not too long ago, it was above the price of 1 cent. So relatively speaking, Casper still isn't doing the best, right? But I think that it's very easy to change the sentiment. I mean, you got to think about how when it comes to Hedera, in relation to, the ETF, right? Canary Capital filing an application for that, quite essentially. That right there caused Hedera to do well. You take a look at, for instance, Turbo, ever since it got listed in Binance and KuCoin, take a look at what happened to the price, absolutely skyrocketed. And we've seen, instances like this time and time again. So when it comes to Casper, just a little bit of positive news could very well change it and kind of get rid of the old memories of the FUD about Casper. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people oftentimes, they focus too much on the price, but they don't really focus on what Casper could be because when a layer 1 blockchain is this amazing, it has these amazing fundamental qualities, I think it's only fair to assume that good things are going to happen moving forward. Now, this type of stuff usually takes a long time, and people like to say that, oh yeah, in the next 6 months to a year, Casper is not going to have like 1,000 new projects on it, for instance. And I totally understand that. That's going to take some time. But in the world of cryptocurrencies, it doesn't really matter, in my opinion, in the grand scheme of things, because we've seen in many cases, right? Let's say a metaverse project, let's say an NFT project, a gaming project, whatever the case, they say they're going to launch this, they say they're going to do that, do this, but then they never do anything. But then during a fully fledged bull run, we've seen their native token just absolutely skyrocket and do absolutely fantastic. So when it comes to Casper, the anticipation alone could already be enough for it to do very well during this bull run, hypothetically. Because I think that when people take a look at, a layer 1 blockchain, they of course want something that's naturally a lot lower than the giants, right? Because they're not really looking for dinosaurs like a Solana or like a BNB, for instance, in some cases. And they want to look for something that has hypothetical room for growth. And that's Casper. You take a look at the market cap, still very low, right? Especially because of the price dump. But even besides that point, I don't view this as a bad thing because if anything, the lower the price, the better the buying opportunity for me. That's just the way you take a look at it. And some people think that way too. So during a fully fledged bull run, especially once Casper gets listed in more exchanges, especially if Casper 2.0 launches, in the very near future, that right there could really cause a lot of attention when it comes to Casper. And here's the thing, Casper being low is actually going to work to its benefit, in my opinion, because people, sometimes they're bored of these dinosaur projects that can't really do much, and they may gravitate towards this. And you take a look at the whales out there, right? These crypto whales, they usually want to look for something that has hypothetical room for growth. So Casper could very well be a good candidate. Now, again, this is all speculation, but I think it could be amazing. For instance, even historically speaking, we take a look at Cardano's native token called ADA. At one point, it was around the price of 3 cents. Now, granted, Cardano never experienced like the problems that Casper did, right? In terms of like Casper Labs, rebranding to Prove AI and moving on to Hedera, even though kind of like nonsense like that didn't really happen in the scale in which Casper, experienced it. Even despite that, we've seen ADA go from around the price of 3 cents to, absolutely a whole different dimension. You know what I mean? So when it comes to Casper, I'm not saying it's going to be the best performing thing out there, but I just don't see why it won't, let's say, go to the price of 25 cents. And some people out there, they may ask me, right, okay, why do you like Casper so much? There's other micro caps out there that could do a lot better, all this type of stuff. But I am not in the world of cryptocurrencies to look for a 1000x. That's just not what I want to look for, Anything over a 10x, I think is very good. And I think it's just a bonus beyond that point. So when it comes to Casper, going to the price of 25 cents, around a 30x from here, I think that's hypothetically pretty good. When it comes to Casper, I think that it's very underrated as of right now. The sentiment isn't the best, but we've seen time and time again in 2021, projects that don't really gain attention, right? That really haven't got anything moving. And then suddenly, boom, we haven't seen that moment yet. We haven't seen that 2021 type of vibe where like everything felt like it was pumping. Big projects as of right now are pumping. Meme coins again, AI projects. However, we haven't seen that euphoric moment yet. But it's just going to be a matter of time. And I think the bull run's far from over. I mean, can you imagine 6 months to a year from right now what Casper could be? It could be a totally different story, and also other altcoins too. But I'm just saying, when it comes to Casper, I think the race is far from over because all signs are indicating that Bitcoin is going to far exceed $100,000. Imagine, so let's say it goes to under 50,000 and maybe even beyond. And let's say altcoins, soon after that, they start absolutely skyrocketing. Could you imagine what's going to happen? I mean, something like Casper, I think it's only fair to assume it is going to go along with the ride. Is it going to go to the price of like $20? Absolutely not. But hey, I think it's going to do okay. You know what I mean? Because market cap is very low. It doesn't need that much volume and buying pressure to make it do well. At least that's the way I view it. And keep in mind, let's say it goes back to the price of around 4 cents. That's already over a 4x from here. You know, it's kind of crazy to think about. But again, Casper at one point, the price of around 4 cents. Not too long ago, by the way. I think sometimes people kind of forgot about that, but I haven't forgotten about that because I believe in Casper. I've been believing in Casper ever since 2021. I haven't sold any Casper, and I don't plan to. I'm still staking my Casper because I believe in it, and I think the future could look so bright. It's a sleeping giant, in my opinion. The market cap is way lower than many meme coins out there, but I don't mind. I actually like that because Casper, it kind of has the hypothetical upside of like, you know, a relatively speaking, like decent sized meme coin, but then at the same time, it doesn't have the hypothetical caca nonsense that a lot of meme coins have, if you know what I mean. So I think this is a good balance in between. And I think Casper Association, man, especially now that they're heading Casper, I think better days are ahead. I really do believe that they're in the right hands, and I think that Casper is just going to get better from here on out. And I really can't wait. Only time will tell, but at the price of 25 cents, keep in mind, market cap would only be around $3 billion. I mean, can you imagine that? That's crazy to think about. A $3 billion market cap is so minuscule in the grand scheme of things. That's not even 10% of Shiba Inu's all-time high market cap. Could you imagine that? Shiba Inu at one point reached around 40 billion, let alone Dogecoin. Dogecoin reached over 80 billion. BNB reached over 100 billion. 3 billion is so minuscule. I think sometimes people don't understand that. It may seem like a lot, but it's actually not too crazy in my opinion. Like if, for instance, Pepe can go into the billions of market cap, and I still do believe that it has a ways to go, why can't, let's say during a fully fledged bull run, Casper can't go to a market cap of around $3 billion? You know, I just have a hard time believing that. People pumped Luna Classic for fun. Something like Litecoin, which is completely caca, had a good bull run in 2021. And also even, for instance, Klima DAO even had a good recovery, somewhat in a sense, arguably speaking. It even found a bottom. So when it comes to Casper, I'm not going to give up. I'm still going to be dollar cost averaging because I do believe in it. I think it has a very bright future ahead. And every single time I dollar cost average, I'm just lowering down my average cost more and more. So again, I'm going to still stick with my plan because I'm not going to give up when it comes to Casper. I'm going to stay consistent. And at the price of 25 cents, that right there wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's Malik the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.